Giving you a little recap, if you all do not know where to find the previous lecture, in any case, if you miss one lecture, you can see in the Notre video, it is uploaded, the yesterday's lecture. So that's first thing you should know. Secondly, everything will be in module if anyone is new today. So I'm just giving a brief tech overview. In Canvas module, you'll get all the slides, materials, and the video will explain clearly whatever we did in class. And the next point is, I might do any mistake in uploading your scholarly articles. Let me also confess, in the first email, I did one typing mistake. It's very silly. I forgot to write not the scholarly articles that we will read. Others' scholarly articles, not articles written by us, will not, even if we have many publications or a few publications, will not provide those articles. Rather, we'll provide articles that we study. But I mistakenly didn't mention that in the email. So if I have uploaded a wrong item, you have access to the folders here. You can change your scholarly articles if you want, or there could be another mistake by me, that is, I uploaded one's articles to another folder. So in that case also, feel free to change things. Let's say in Shravan's folder, I might have uploaded Aruna's items. In that case, let me know, or you feel free to change it by yourself as well. Okay, just give a double check in per usual whether I have uploaded what you have given to me or not, because it's a long PDF that I have downloaded, long list, and while uploading, such mistakes could happen.
Yes,
just double check. Another point is, let me tell you the way we design this syllabus every semester. Though we have a basic structure that the center follows based on the Notre Dame students' needs. However, this Padlet helps me or any other instructor in every semester to understand your exact need, that what you're looking for here in this course. I agree, we cannot cater all the students or all the needs, but at least I can provide you, let's say, resources, even if it's not part of the syllabus, even if it's something that you're looking for, but the lesson plan in the homepage, if you go there, so you can see the lesson plan. I have also uploaded the PDF syllabus to all of you. So in case something that you're looking for and it's not here, feel free to write here. That's why the Padlet is. So it's kind of like where you can say what you want, what's your weakness or strength. So things that you want to share, so that we can modify the lesson plan and syllabus for the benefit of all of you. So that's why I request all of you to just say yes, no, maybe, whatever you want to write here, even if you have any suggestion. This is all about the various responses in academic writing. So if you have good flow in academic writing, if you're good in vocabulary or grammar, or if you think we have a grammar lesson in the upcoming weeks, but if you think you need more resources on grammar, just feel free to write here. This is what you're looking for. This is, you want to know more about passive, where we use passive in academic writing, or tense, or in infinitives, or whatever. Or linkers, transition signals. Feel free to use this Padlet so that I can understand my class. And it varies because we all are from different disciplines, and every discipline has different academic approach. So it's difficult to cater all the needs of every student in one semester, but we'll try at least, even not in the lesson plan, but at least I can email you other resources, even if it's not part of the syllabus. I hope it's making sense. Okay. And if you haven't yet performed this particular Padlet task, so this is for actually to understand you. This is nothing else, and which we need, because based on that, I can modify the syllabus a little bit, whatever I can do. The next point is, we'll go directly now to our today's task, which is here. So we are going to talk about literature review today. What is literature? Let me share the slide. This is actually tomorrow's topic. Tomorrow we'll meet in Bond Hall, room 308. So the slide is in lecture 3. It's not in the module section of today's lecture, but only the first slide I want to mention today because it's connected to what we'll be performing right away, just after a while. So let's try to understand the first task when we approach any academic writing. We read other resources, right? And the way we should include the previous experiments, previous scholarly articles, published papers, research works, that is literature review, the way we use that. So how shall we use it? And that's what we will practice a little bit today and also tomorrow. So all the previous evaluation of any topic or scholarly articles, we have to locate our own literature, own claim within that existing pool of knowledge. And how we do it, we summarize it, we cite it, right? We quote, we paraphrase, and there are ways of all these things. So tomorrow's lecture is on how we paraphrase. Today and tomorrow also we'll perform a little bit of summarization. And then we have a lecture on synthesis. So what is synthesis? Actually, when we summarize, when we paraphrase, we make inference. We do not take exactly what is said. We quote sometimes, definitely, we cite. We'll talk about citation rules and everything in the upcoming classes. Inference is when we reason what we are taking. And we are not only bringing what already has been said, but we are adding something new to that. We are trying to make a point when we are including previous research works. So the way we develop this particular section, literature review, by the way, sometimes in many disciplines, in many scholarly samples that we'll observe in the upcoming weeks, we see that in the introduction section, literature review is included. So structurally speaking, introduction, where we mention the background, not necessarily the introduction is a separate chapter always. Sometimes it's literature reviews embedded. It's included in the introduction. And sometimes it's separated. We see different, both approaches, I would say. Yeah, so sometimes introduction is separate chapters, sometimes literature reviews is embedded with introduction. So the way we develop it, the way we organize it, what is expected in every paragraph and sentence, we'll talk about that in the upcoming classes. So just giving you the basic definition of literature review, because today, now we will perform two things. You can click on, when you go to module, first, yesterday, just giving a recap, we read a few passages as a warm-up. And the way we read, we try to find the problem, the way the language moved on, and various alternative ways to mention or to address a problem, right? It was just a warm-up. Now today, I told all of you yesterday to read this article, a short article, which is not an academic article, by the way. It's just a newspaper report. So this doc file, you all have access to it. I hope you all have read it. Now, what the task today will perform in class right now, we'll diagnose this. Let's say if it's one of your resource articles. Imagine this is one of the resource articles. And you might agree with it, you might disagree with it, you might partially agree with it, no problem with that. If you have to write a response on this, the way I put always this one in the second class, because your impromptu writing, which is your natural response to any topic, I need to know that. Based on that, I'll modify the syllabus also. You know, so your weaknesses and strengths, I'll get it after today's class. Today we'll see when I'll give you feedback on this. So when you write a 200 words response, and when you're writing 200 words response, that means You are paraphrasing certain claims. You are summarizing the whole topic in 2-3 sentences. And then you're trying to make your own point. You are trying to take a side, right? With reasoning, definitely, with evidence and logic. So that response is here you'll submit right now. And feel free to do mistakes. I wrote here also, this impromptu skill, I need to know your natural response. The way you use language. So don't worry about correct, incorrect, just let it be natural. Otherwise, I cannot understand you. So most important is I need to understand you. And we have lots of students in the semester. So it will be difficult for me if I do not understand and then make the syllabus and we move ahead and we finish the course. And in the end of the day, we'll see nothing improved. So I need to know what should I include. And we will do another such impromptu task at the end of the course, just as a comparison to before and after. So before the course, what was the impromptu approach in writing on spot instantly when you approach a response. And at the end of the course, something similar we'll do again so that we can understand what improvements happened within these 3 weeks. Okay, after that, we'll get back to the literature review. So just imagine this is one of the resource articles. And if you have to write a response in an academic way, then what would be the response? If you go to this section, I hope it will give you access to submit. Can you all see this in the module? Not on my screen, in your Canvas. Are you all in Canvas?
Yes, I see.
Perfect. So let's take 15 minutes, good enough? Because you have already read the article, I believe, right? Or 20 minutes. Feel free to speak up. What do you think? To write 200 words, how many minutes should I keep? The floor is yours. You guys can say, I need 20 minutes or 30 minutes or 10 minutes, good enough. And there is an instruction here. Shall I start the timer? How many minutes, please? You all can speak up.
I think 20 is fine.
20 is fine? So we all agree? No counter arguments? Perfect. So let's say right now it's 15. So I'll unmute myself just after 20 minutes. But even before that, if you all are done, feel free to speak up. I'm just right here in front of you. Oh, good. The time starts. Meanwhile, if you have any question, query, you can ask me by unmuting yourself. If you need any help with instruction, what you have to do, where, if you can't find it, feel free to knock. I'm right here. If I have to repeat, also you can let me know. 10 minutes left. Just letting you all know. In case anyone needs more time, feel free to let me know. That's also okay. But do communicate. 3 minutes left, perhaps. Anyone needs more time?
Sorry, I may need some more time.
Sure. May I know?
Yeah,
5 minutes more.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
I need also, please.
Yeah, I also need.
Sure. So I'm
Yeah.
extending five more minutes. Okay. So 5 plus 3 is 8 minutes. Perfect. I mean, 3 minutes left, and I'm extending 5 more, so it's 8. After the extension, actually the time, perhaps we have 1 minute left. Yeah. Anyone needs more time?
Yeah.
Let me know. Or we all are good to go. Shall we proceed? We all could submit, or someone needs more time?
I'm just submitted.
Cool. Not everyone submitted yet, so should I give you all 1 or 2 more minutes?
Yes.
Please, sure, yeah. So take 2 more minutes and then we'll start the discussion today. So 2 more minutes also gone. Shall we come back together? We all are done? You can ask for help if you need any assistance or more minutes, or you want to submit it later. No problem. But let me know. That's what I'm saying. You can say that.
I'm just submitting. Some issues with saving this.
Okay, no worries. What I don't want is because we have a class time restriction, so that's why I'm saying you might have technical difficulty. That's okay. You can submit after the class if you want. Oh, good. Yeah. So I'm expecting everyone is done, and if submitting it, any technical issue you all are having, that's okay. Submit it up later also, but not later as in don't do it at night, because I need to read and write a feedback, and we'll discuss the feedback tomorrow in person when we'll meet in Bond Hall. Yeah, sure.
I just typed it and I don't know how to submit it.
Okay.
I just type it in the text and
what's your name?
I'm Hirudini.
Okay. Can see your submission. So yes, I haven't received it. That means I guess everyone typed it in a text. For instance, some might have uploaded in a doc file, like Aruna provided a doc. That's okay. And also another example I can show you here on my screen. Katerina submitted as a text, if I'm not wrong, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So it's many submitted as a text, a few submitted as a doc. Both are okay.
How can I submit the text?
Have you used Canvas before?
but not have not submitted as the text before.
I think there's a checkbox under your text that you have to click before you use the submit button.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, for helping us out. I also didn't know. Sorry, I didn't check the student preview section how actually it looks like in your Canvas. Yeah. So thank you all for being patient and doing this task. That will help me really to understand your writing. And I was reading a few of submissions. It's interesting, and I have many things to talk about it. We'll do it tomorrow. Yeah, please go ahead. Someone was.
Yeah. So I was just saying, like, when I was writing, I mainly summarize it. I didn't take that much like a position and comment on them. Was it fine, or I have to do it again?
There is
the 200 words. So it was just like it was very limiting. Like we just have 200 words. In the beginning, I was just summarizing, and when I came to my point that I have to also do a positional, like limit was over. You know?
So the word limit, maximum 200 words, minimum up to you.
So that's what I'm saying. The maximum was 200. So I was summarizing, and it was already 200 in summarizing. Only.
Okay. So it's fine. It's fine. I just kept it, so for the class time constraint convenience. Yeah. So it's fine if it's more than 200. That's okay, but it's not mandatory. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Good. Thank you. That's okay. The most important is to understand each of your writing style, and based on that, I'll prepare some notes and we'll talk about it tomorrow. So let's get back to today's discussion. Tomorrow we'll talk about literature review. So today I just shared what literature review is. Mostly I am expecting you all know what literature review is. So the first thing when we approach this realm of academia, writing research, so there could be three things right now, I'm assuming among all the students. First, we have a topic in our mind, or we do not have a topic in our mind, or we have a past topic in our mind that we worked earlier or written some essay, or could be a master's thesis. So there could be three such situations, and three of them are okay. No worries. If you have a topic in your mind, the way this course is designed, we will work on that, right? Or you don't have a topic in mind, then email me. This is my field. This is my interest area, but I do not have any topic in my mind. Let's see what we can generate. Then we'll generate a topic together. Or we have some past topic that I want to work on. That's fine. That's also okay. So these three situations and all are okay. Now, when we have a topic, that's the first thing we need to do. That means now we know what to look for. I shared the slide yesterday where we have this library link, for instance, and you go to the library, you collect all the resources based on that topic, what other researchers did, what previous scholars published, books or journals, search it, download those, or get it from the library, and then make a list in this. We have this module. Click on this link, Synthesizing Matrix Sheet. After you generate your topic, that's the second thing. We don't have to be specific about a research topic, by the way. It's just the general basic idea, so that you know what you're looking for, so that you know what you're Googling, so that you know what to look for in the library. It's not like I know my research questions, I know my research goals. That's fine if you do not know yet. That's okay. We'll discover that within the journey. So click on this link, and then it will take you to this Excel sheet. And when you come here, I just have generated a while ago all of your names. If I have missed any ones, I can do it again. Let me know. So what is this Excel sheet, and why we need to do this, and why I'm making it complicated? Many might have these queries. It's very important to have an Excel sheet of like this. I mean, literature review, before you start writing a literature review. Here, what we do, we mention all our sources. like we do in bibliography or work citations at the end of any paper, right? We talk about the main idea briefly. You don't have to do these things right now, so I just made this opaque. I colored it gray. So the population, the conclusions, the limitations of that paper. So in short, whatever we're reading, so that we don't get drowned in the pool of knowledge. No, we don't get lost. And that happens. There are two things that happens when we look for scholarly articles. First of all, so many lists, what to include, what not to include. That's the first problem. Second problem, even if you're very good in writing, your editor, supervisor, professor will provide plenty of suggestions and corrections. And that's very obvious all around the country. Possibly when you submit to publish or you submit somewhere for a conference, you'll get plenty of suggestions. And to make those suggestions and to go back to all those scholarly articles is difficult once you completed your writing. So when you have this Excel sheet and you have got suggestion on a particular topic, you can just select, oh, this resource I need to look back again and correct my things. So this will make your writing more organized, because the first sheet is, we talk about, let's say, the main idea of any paper that we read. So it could be 5, 10, 20, 25, 30. Mostly for any professional research paper, it might go to 20, 25 or more than that. Citations, I mean. The second sheet, if you click here, that's about, for instance, yeah, here. So the second sheet is about how these sources are thematically connected. If not connected, we'll delete them. So the first thing is brainstorm. We generate a topic. Then we look for articles or books or data, right? And once we download or preserve all those data, now we need to find a connection. If we don't find a connection, delete that. That means we don't need to include that particular research, that existing knowledge in your topic if it's not connected. So that's why we make a connection. Now, why we do it, I'll go back to the slide again. This is actually tomorrow's slide, just sharing because we need to work on the matrix sheet. When you have that Excel sheet, I'll tell you tomorrow the ways we develop theories we use to develop literature structurally, how we can maintain a good flow, a convincing flow that will drag down the reader from top to end, how we organize the whole writing structure. So those rhetoric we'll talk about later. But before that, we need to have sources. I'm expecting we might not have all sources at the moment, or not in case of every student. That's fine. That's totally okay. You might have at least 5, 2, 3, 4, 10, whatever. So you'll find your name there. That's the task. And then you mention your sources. You'll delete all these things. You don't need to mention column D to, let's say, G. You can just talk about the main topic and relation to your research. These two things are very important before we begin. We don't need to go to all those details, but I'm providing you this template for your future purposes, for your future reference. Whenever you'll work, you are in the academia, so all throughout your career, you'll be writing papers. This template will help you organize your resources. And whenever you get 5, 10, 20, 30 corrections from supervisors or editors, you don't have to bother at all. You can easily do that. You'll not be overwhelmed. Make sense? Any question, query, if you all are in this Excel sheet, you can see your names, this template. We don't have to use and fill up every column, but at least this column. Most important is these are my resources that I'll be using. Okay, so I'm highlighting it. And the main topic in that is this, because once you do that, and when you write your own literature review or introduction, I can also relate to that because I'll have access to this main topic. Definitely, I'm not going to read all the resource papers, right? That's not my field as well. But when I know the main topic, I can perhaps help you with your literature review or introduction when you'll be writing. So we all are from different fields. So this Excel sheet actually helps all of us to be connected. Any question or query, we call it matrix, literature review or synthesis matrix. Any questions so far?
Sorry, what happens if one's name is not on the Excel sheet?
I couldn't get you, sorry.
Like my name is not on the Excel.
Oh, your name is not here? What's your name?
Adedayo.
Oh, okay, sure, sorry. I'll just see.
I think grad level wise, yeah. Okay. Because Mosen was asking me for help this morning trying to register. And then I was like, yeah, I just did, the reason on the tuition waiver, I just put.
Someone is unmuted, maybe. Adedayo, where is your name? Adedayo, can you see your name here?
Yes, my name is on this list.
Yes, I got it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I missed it. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Yeah, we'll do it right away. So all of you, no question, no query. Did we get it, the importance of this Excel sheet, or should I?
I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
How does this connect it to the annotated bibliography?
Correct. It is connected to annotated bibliography.
Like how?
Because in annotated bibliography, we mention all the sources and we make our inferences. We connect them. So when we have this draft skeleton, it is easy to write literature review or annotated bibliography.
So we have this matrix first, and then we can.
Yes, this is not a writing. I mean, this is not essay writing, right? Or paper writing. This is just for the brain to do some pre-production before we approach writing, whether annotated bibliography or literature review. Make sense?
And on your second matrix,
yeah,
you said we need to connect those articles, those sources to the themes.
correct.
When you say connect, how does that happen?
That can be a contrast, not necessarily connect means similarity. Depends on your topic. So let's say you selected 5 or 50 articles. When the number is less, we hardly need an Excel sheet, but usually in a professional research field, the number might be too much. The number could cross 20, 30. So then we actually need this Excel sheet, and that helps. So let's see how these are connected. So your 5 or 10 or 50 articles, one might differ with each other. One might complement each other. So not every resource will have the same connection. So we have to, it will help you organize your writing if you mention the connection, why you have chosen that, how those 5, 10 sources are connected with each other. Or is there a connection at all? Make sense? Does it make sense?
Yeah, so to
Yeah.
paraphrase that, we say that, for example, source 1, 2, and 3, those 3 sources connect in a way that they talk about the same theme, like the same specific thing, for example, like why this thing is important.
Okay, so let's say we did a topic yesterday, e-recycle, remember? Yeah. So let's say you collected resources or research works on e-cycle, whether 5, 10, or 50. Now, not necessarily those sources will have similar results or conclusions. They might contradict with each other. The connection doesn't mean that all of them has similar ideology. It depends on your approach, what you are talking about. Let's say we just did AI, right now, the topic we read. Everyone might have, 18 students in this class might have 18 different ideology and perspective when they're making their point. Now, all those 18 summarization that you all submitted, let's say those are your resources. But you can find a connection. And if you think that's something you don't need to include, you don't include. Make sense? Yeah.
Okay. 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 But that happens after I have an outline of my introduction, right?
I won't say that. You might have a topic in your mind, but you don't know maybe where you're going to. Once you have a literature review or the resources or the data, you might generate your own claim. Then you can properly outline your introduction. Otherwise, your introduction might be irrelevant in some cases. You know what I mean? If you do not know all the resources, how they're connected, whether they contradict with each other, contradiction is also connection. So when you know that clearly, so this is what, let's say, eCycle is, and this is what my how people responded to it. That's the situation of Ghana. So as we did yesterday, or on AI just now, all 18 students or 15 students today submitted. So all these responses. Now, how will you make a claim on these 15 responses that we got today? You might have a new claim, but your new claim might be connected with the 15 responses that we just got. So, before this matrix sheet, if you start writing, there is a high chance that I have experienced, you have to edit a lot when you finally reach a different claim. You finally generate a new claim. You have to change a lot of things, delete a lot of things. So that becomes chaotic, and the writing might not be that much coherent. Make sense what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, so it would be a very smooth logical flow once we have this matrix shape, trust me. That helps. Yeah.
Okay.
But I agree, when we have only 2, 3, 5 papers, it's actually not important because you can actually have all those papers on your mind, right? You can start writing directly maybe, if you're very good in expressing. But when you really have 10, 15, no matter what your native language is, no matter even if you're very good in English, doesn't matter, because on our mind, when we have 20, 30 articles or 50 articles, that's high chances we will be lost in that realm of knowledge, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to ask,
Sure.
Before we make this matrix, it is important that we read all the articles first, right?
It is important that you read all these articles.
Yeah, like
I wouldn't use it.
that's the only way you can tell what's the...
Very good point. Thank you so much for asking this. So this is actually what the first slide, which is I'm discussing today. By the way, this is tomorrow's slide because you might not see it in today's schedule in Canvas. Just letting you know, this third point, I have written here that we actually do not need to read the whole script or the whole paper unless the whole paper is important to us. Let's say recently I did a paper where I know what I'm looking for. So I only read that data. I only read that chapter because I need to summarize or paraphrase or use a reference of that particular chapter. So I don't need to read the whole paper if it's not important, if I know what I'm looking for. So it depends. What you got your question? Sometimes we need to read the whole paper. Sometimes we just need to read what we are looking for. It depends on what you're looking for.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
I have a question, like in the matrix now, in every section, like every student has the same matrix, right? The 1 and 2 is same for all.
I copy pasted a template with all of your names.
So,
now
like,
you have to, let's say, who am I speaking to?
Shravan. Yeah.
Shravan. Oh, correct. I'm on the correct frame. Nice. So it's Shravan. So let's say, actually, you have to delete all this, right? And you got to generate your own.
Okay.
Yeah. And
the
for this course
paper,
purpose.
I can choose any paper, right? Or
yeah, you definitely. No. I don't know your topic. I'm not an expert in that field at all. So you're the master of your field. Let's say, what's your field?
It's quantum dynamics.
Yeah. So I'm an illiterate on that field. So it has to be you leading. So I can only show you how to write, what to write, what to read, you know. Yeah. So this is this part, population of study limitations. Whenever you do a real research, I would suggest and recommend fill up all these things. But for this course, I repeat, We do not need to fill up right now all these things. Make sense?
Okay. This is not an assignment task.
So
Okay.
no, this is an assignment task, but not the full thing.
Okay.
In order to proceed to the next class, I do not mean tomorrow. I mean in the next few classes. So let's say I'm making this little gray so that we don't need to worry about it. At least I need these two columns.
Okay.
The main topic and the resource for all of you. Okay, so you might not need to do this also. The second sheet where you have all these things and then you make a connection. Just at least the source and the population.
Topic.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the topic. Correct. Topic. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Anyone else? Any question, query?
Oh, I have another question.
Sure.
So when we do this literature review practice, is it part of the brainstorming practice, or is it after I have a very broad general idea of what I'm trying to do, and then I come to the literature to try to specify my topic?
Now, let me give you an example from what I understand. I mean, from humanities, let's say. Let's see, then we can continue the discussion. So let's say vegetarianism is a topic, right? So let's say you want to work on vegetarianism. Now, the question is, it's so vast, so broad. Are we talking about health sector? Are we talking about the spiritual aspect? Are we talking about economic impact or the capitalistic impact, whatever? So it's very vast, right? So when you choose your area, let's say you want to talk about the health aspect or the economic impact or environmental impact. So then you start looking for references. You start looking for research works or existing scholarly articles, correct? So I would say it's a part of the brainstorming stage, but the brainstorming stage starts very early when we just think of a topic. But the brainstorming stage ends when you have the resources. Because after that, when you start writing, you are no more in the brainstorming stage. You are leading the next stage. Make sense? You are executing whatever you have brainstormed.
Okay, makes sense.
Makes sense? Yeah. Any questions? No questions? Then I have a question to all of you. And I want all of you to respond to it. First of all, let me tell you, I might do, because it's so many sheets here, right? So while copy pasting or duplicating one sheet and the other with all of your names, when I was typing, I might do mistakes. If your name is not there, please duplicate a file and create your own sheet. Second mistake that I might have done. Let's say here, Shravan's first Excel sheet is this. Second Excel sheet, I just duplicated. I forgot to change it. So I'm just highlighting my mistakes so that you don't consider them as perfect. So let's say, what should be the second stage? The second stage should have been, let's go back. In the first files, let's say, second stage is the connection of those papers, right? So this is the second sheet that we usually create. We have the source 1, source 2, source 3, source 4, how thematically they are connected or disconnected, contradicted or complement each other. So that's the second sheet. But I just duplicated for all of you. Maybe I didn't complete creating the whole sheet. Do we all understand what I'm saying? The first is we list down the sources and we talk about the main topic. Now, my question to all of you is, when can we do that? Do we know the resources that we'll be working on? Or, because we need this, first of all, we have to come to this point that we need this. Now, I don't mind the numbers, 5, 10, 2, 3, whatever. So the question is, within tomorrow or today or whatever, how much time do you need to at least write the sources names, authors names, and the main topic, at least these two. That's what my question is. Because I don't want to proceed without asking all of you, because it's not about only lecturing that I'll be doing in the next classes, but we all have to come to this point that we are benefiting, getting the benefits of it. So I need this. Now, when can you provide this?
I think for me, before the next class.
Awesome. I'm not putting any restriction on numbers, so you feel free to do it 100 or 35, but I would expect try as much as possible. You know, it's the more you have, better. And if you don't have, that's fine. We can continue. At least a few will help us conducting this course, particularly the upcoming classes. So by next class, so which is tomorrow. So by tomorrow, we all can have it. We all agree? At least a few.
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. So can we at least do this today? This part, this, let me make it red. The red part, the column C, you can do later after the class. Today, can I have at least this list of sources so that I can understand how many literature review or annotated bibliography you might incorporate in your topic? Can we do it now? Yeah?
Yep.
So feel free to use your slide, use your Excel sheet, find your name. If it's not there, copy, paste, duplicate, and then at least give me the list of sources that you'll be using.
I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
So can the list be updated later? Let's say I put 10 now, and maybe next week I want to add 5 to it, or I want to take 2 away. And
Yeah. That's why that happens. And when we have this Excel sheet, it will happen a lot, and that's good. That means we are on track. But when you start writing the first draft, then when we do it, we delete, exclude, and include. Then the writing becomes very chaotic. That's why we need to be organized since the beginning. Whenever we brainstorm, it should be like a complete paper, you know? So you can do that. Yeah, definitely.
Excuse me.
So let's take a
question.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
So for the column with the source and author, can we just put the citations in our fields formats?
Correct. I should have mentioned this. Thank you so much for bringing this point out. Here, actually, we are writing citation in our own field format. Could be APA, MLA, Harvard, Chicago. There are many formations. And if you do not know the formation, that's also fine. We have a class on citation style, but if you already know it, feel free to use it in that format. Cool. So let's begin. 15 minutes, good enough? Just to write the name of the sources. You don't have to write the main topic right now. Just write the main name of the sources. This column. All good? We're clear about the instruction? Perfect. So the time starts now. Let's take 15 minutes and let's see how much you can do today. And you can include and exclude data as well. Any question, confusion?
So we can have any topic that we want, right?
Oh, yes. It's your field. So it's, but I would suggest take such topic so that I can help you also in this whole course time. And later on, you can use this knowledge. What I mean is, let it be a genuine topic that in future you might work on, because then you can use whatever we learn in this course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I'm giving you 15 minutes to complete this author source column. Feel free to ask me any question and query. Meanwhile, I'm here. just muting myself. So if you have any question, I'll unmute.
Hello. Do we also have to write the topic and main idea so right now?
No,
Okay.
right now you don't need to, because many might not have read the whole paper or things. But you feel free, if you know, you can write. Because as I asked, I need these 2 columns, whether today or tomorrow, if possible by this week. That's the highest time I can provide. But we need these 2 columns for our further classes. Make sense? Yeah, whether you do it today or tomorrow, but you have to do it ultimately. You know what I mean?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Are we almost done? I guess we can wrap up today here, because you can exclude and include later as well. Meanwhile, whatever you have included, I'll try to have a look at all those resource items so that I can design a pattern to help you in the upcoming classes. Now, before talking about tomorrow's lecture, I'm repeating that I'll not ask, definitely we all are adults here, so I'll not ask, have you watched it or not? I'm assuming that in Canvas module section, whenever there is something called pre-class task, I'm assuming we all have watched whether the videos or the PDFs. For instance, today we did synthesizing matrix, and these are the resources that you can check out, and they also have similar kind of, not exactly like this, but they have similar kind of approach. I mean, everyone has different approach, but I tried to embed a few of the theories and make our own Excel sheet. So you can have a look at those resources. Before tomorrow's class, what is most important is we should watch these videos. Okay, about hedging. So what is hedging? And the art of paraphrasing, 2 videos on literature review tutorials. Also, before the first class, we had a few such items in the module section. I want to show you something before we end today. Yeah. Right. So it's the pre-class task might not always have only videos. It also has resources like this. So let's say you are already writing something. Maybe there is an exam, or you have a paper to submit. Always, I recommend this phrase bank. It helps with your vocabulary and the language expression study. So if you click on this phrase bank link, it will take you to the site. And there are other resources like Purdue Writing Lab or North Carolina, the Writing Center, that these sites, they have plenty of resources to help in the language or the grammatical approach. So for instance, this is called phrase bank, where you have the phrases we use when we're being critical, the phrases we use when we're being cautious. If you click on this parts, it will take you to that lecture or links. So how we give examples in paper. So this is when you click here, it will show you the examples and the language which we use. Sometimes you might feel how many synonyms I can use. I'm repeating the same verbs again and again. So what kind of verbs you're using? Are you comparing and contrasting any ideas? Then click here and have a look at various vocabularies. So if you have vocabulary issues, this is a great site, Phrase Bank. Just sharing with all of you so that if you have missed it in case, so I thought I should talk about it a little bit, the class. So see you tomorrow then. Thank you all of you today. Any question or query?
So tomorrow's class will be in person, right?
Perfect, yes. I'm already in Chicago. I'll be in South Bend by tonight. So tomorrow we'll meet in Bond Hall. Okay?
So we just finish the sheet and watch the videos.
Thank you so much. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much, and see you tomorrow. We'll have a wonderful journey, hopefully. Take care. Bye-bye. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. If you don't have any question, feel free to leave the Zoom session.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Yeah, pleasure.
Hi, is it possible that you open a Zoom meeting when you have the lecture in person?
Oh, you mean you cannot join tomorrow? That's why you want to join via Zoom? That's what you mean?
Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah, sure. You can do that. Yeah. But the problem would be, oh yes, you can do the class activities in per usual. We'll be doing in class, but you can do in per usual, you know, and it will be difficult for me to communicate with you if you're in Zoom. You know what I mean? Because I'll be focusing on the students in front of you.
Oh yeah, it's okay. It's
Yeah,
okay.
so if you have any question that you want to ask during the class, you can email me later. You know what I mean? So feel free to do that.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. So, but you can join definitely. The Zoom will be open. You can join. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Yeah, have a good day.
Yeah, have a good day. Any questions from anyone else?
Oh, well, just to double check, what we need to do is finish the sheet with the topics and authors, and then watch the videos, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Daniel.
Yeah. Hey, Ahmed. How are you?
Hi. I'm fine. Thank you. How are you doing?
Yeah, I think you're fine. I really appreciate your work. Like I think it will be like a very helpful course.
Thank you.
So the thing that I have, like, I'm really concerned about that. I'm still didn't have like work to do on. So the things that I'm thinking about today, that I may drop the course and like postpone it until maybe next semester or next summer, because I will feel like more comfortable to put effort in some research I have.
So
Yeah.
Totally your decision, but the course is not as difficult as it seems. If you think in that way, you can still go through this course having all these resources. So next time when you'll have research topic, it will help you, right? When you go through this journey with all of us, if you're present in every class, then it will help, even if you don't have a particular topic in mind, or you know what I mean? That's my observation, because I don't know the next semester who will be teaching it and what would be his or her approach. Because everyone has their own style of designing a course, right? Yeah, so you can definitely take it again next semester or next year, but I'm not here at Notre Dame next year. So
okay.
So
yeah,
I'm here until the summer. Yeah,
because like this summer I will start my research, so I think like it will be hard to manage to do both things. I was like thinking, it's a different course. So I really appreciate your work, and I feel like
thank you.
If I continue, I will be like, it will be very helpful. And thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, take care.
Chance.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You too. Bye.
Bye.